Well, let's bring in, as we do every Tuesday, the splendidly informed former executive assistant to the former American President Ronald Reagan, Peggy Grande. Peggy, lovely to have you again. What on earth are Americans making of this meeting between Joe Biden and Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman? Just for our viewers, after the murder of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi, President Biden promised to make the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia a pariah. The kingdom has failed to release the former Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Nayef, who was honoured by Donald Trump for his cooperation in the fight against al-Qaeda. There are other leaders under arrest, including the king's brother. Others are in exile. So President Biden said, after he met Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, on Friday, President Biden insisted he pointedly blamed him for the murder of journalist Khashoggi. Peggy, I don't think anyone believes that happened, do they?
Well, thank you, Alan, as always, for having me on. I think the trip can be summed up by calling it the fist bump that was heard around the world. And whether it's the he said, she said of whether he did or didn't say this, it was embarrassing in the first place that Joe Biden went with hat in hand, basically to beg for oil from somebody he had called a pariah nation. Now, that being said, I think this trip, in spite of, not because of Joe Biden, maybe ended better than it could have, in the sense that I think labeling Saudi Arabia as a pariah nation really boxes them into a corner and prevents any opportunity for us to move positively forward. Historically, the Middle East relationship with the U.S. has been defined by oil and by terrorism. And Donald Trump really changed that into a scenario where there was cooperation, economic prosperity, and some semblance of peace. But Joe Biden is determined to undo everything Donald Trump did, which is why we see him going back into the Iran deal and just undoing everything Trump did. And it's leading to a dangerous place. And so maybe in the end, this was the best result we could have expected from this president.
Yeah, I mean, Peggy, I don't think Biden, and you've heard me before and you before on this, I don't think he knows what he's saying. But just revisiting this point, he told the press that he accused the Crown Prince of the murder of the journalist, the Washington Post journalist, Khashoggi. Biden told reporters, quote, this is Biden, he basically said he was not personally responsible for it. And Biden said, I indicated that I thought he was. And now, Peggy, Saudi officials who were present for the encounter said that didn't happen. Just before I hear from you, I should tell our viewers the CIA had alleged in 2018 that the Crown Prince had ordered the operation that killed Khashoggi, a US resident, as I said, a columnist for the Washington Post. So, Peggy, was Biden, having promised to make Saudi Arabia a pariah, publicly promoting how tough he was to try to diffuse some of the criticism for abandoning his campaign to make Saudi Arabia a pariah?
Well, unfortunately, nobody knows what to believe from Joe Biden, and I don't know that anybody believes anything he says. So either he's telling the truth, which means he's accusing the Saudis of lying, or he's lying, or he doesn't remember. And 2 out of the 3 of those are pretty scary. And this is not the first time we have seen this. And the American people don't have trust in this administration or in this president. And it's for instances like this, because how publicly humiliating is it for, after an international summit like this, for the other side to come out and say, that's not what happened. It's humiliating. It was embarrassing he had to go in the first place, but this is on him. He chose to go hat in hand, and he came back humiliated.